I'm going to show you guys how to vectorize or create a workable art for your transfers from just a JPEG. So for example, here we have a customer. So we use Google Voice. It's pretty much an app on my iPhone. I don't have to buy a separate phone. I just literally open up a Gmail account for the company, which is ours is revolvingprints@gmail.com. And pretty much you go to Google Voice and then create a phone number. Here is our phone number, the 240-583-085-0859. And pretty much people call us there. It goes directly to my iPhone. I don't need another phone, another line. It's free. I can turn it off when we're like put it on Do Not Disturb. Like we're here, so I'll do it because today I'm recording on a Sunday morning. This video, it's on Do Not Disturb, so nobody can call me. Well, it doesn't go through. So when they do call, it's pretty much a message that says that we're closed, and they can leave a message. So it's pretty cool. If you need help with that, I can make another video how to make that Google Voice. But for today, we're gonna go have a customer that just sent me a JPEG. So this person pretty much found us on Google. I guess he was driving around. And pretty much he was like, hey, I need a quote, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So I gave him our cell phone number to text and our email. So he texts us literally this JPEG. That's all he sent me. So you're like, how do I do that? Like, okay, like it's pretty okay. So most customers will just send you a JPEG or even a screenshot of the picture that they want on their shirt. And thankfully this logo is very simple, very basic. In my honest opinion, even the font is pretty basic, but that's them. So this is my process. So when a customer sends me a screenshot or whatever, I physically go and screenshot the image onto my MacBook. So I use MacBooks. On PCs, I'm not quite sure how that would work, but on a MacBook, I press Shift Command 4, gives me these little arrows, and I select what I need, and boom. And that image will go directly to my desktop. So then, once I have that, that's all I need. I open up my Illustrator. Okay, once you're in Illustrator, so for a gang sheet, a normal gang sheet, for most companies is 12 by 12. Or if like 613 originals could be 1225 by 19. But for this certain company, we're gonna do 613 originals. I've been using them more often, just because of the fact that they ship way faster. With PW, we've had, I think our last customer took us about 2 weeks to get their transfers in, and they were printed wrong. The adhesion was shifted, and we had to get it reprinted. So literally we had a customer that waited about a month for shirts, and it was pretty embarrassing. So for this one, we're going to do it with 613 originals. So they have a pretty cool deal called 15-cent heat transfer. So let's check this out. So the website is 613originals.com. So this is 15 cents for a one color. All right. To see their prices. So here are the sizes. They have the single image, 9 by 12, 12 by 12. So pretty much for the 15 cent, there have to be a single image, meaning that only one image per gang sheet. You can't add multiple stuff. Now, for example, where was the pricing? If you go to pricing, see, there you go, max size image, 12 by 12, 20 cents per piece, and there's a setup fee, which is $27, which in the long run is the same thing. It's pretty good, because let's say if you go to a screen printers charge for the setup fee, for the emulsion, all the stuff they have to use to set up their screens to screen print. And remember, this is screen printed also. These are screen printed transfers. It's just pretty much you receive the transfer already, but the company is pretty much screen printing these transfers. So that's the fee you're paying is for setup, and 20 cents after that's pretty good. All right. So for the one image to get this low price, it's 20 cents. So it has to be 12 by 12. So create new. My settings are already here because that's pretty much what I use my Illustrator for, is for our transfer. So 12 by 12, create. Alrighty, so here is my image. Now I'm gonna import what I screenshotted. So file, place, and let's look for that screenshot. I have all this stuff here. I've been working on a couple stuff for my church. Okay, here you go. So their name is Chapel Refinishing LLC. So I place it, and then boom. All right, now you can't send this just like this. Why? Because when you click on it, it's pixelated. It's pixels. You can't send pixels to these companies. It has to be shapes and lines. It has to be vectorized. So that's what we're going to do today. And Illustrator is really cool because it does it for you like at the instant. So pretty much you click on it, you go right here, it says image trace. Okay? Now you see it changed. It's no longer it's literally shapes and lines. So the way to, I guess, to refine this a little bit more is you go to your outline here, the image trace option. Image trace, that's how it looks like. Or if you don't have it there, Windows, image trace. Okay, it's right there. So here are some options to make it look better. All right, there's different presets, 3 color, 6 color shades of gray. Let's show a couple if it, I don't know if it'll make a difference. Sketch start. Oh, sorry. Technical drawing, whatever, line art, silhouettes. This doesn't have 3 colors, so it'll be kind of hard. A high fidelity photo, and so on and so on. So let's do for us black and white logo. That's pretty much what it is. All right. So here you can change the threshold of how much black you want, pretty much. So as you can see, the font here is kind of iffy, but it's a basic font, so I can find that, and I'll show you how to find similar fonts that you can get for free. All right. So the threshold. So my focus is the image, the logo right here in the middle, to make it look the best. So okay, boom. Now here in the image trace, it says advanced. There's more options. There's paths. Okay, the more paths I add, it looks a little bit better. Corners. Let's go see how much it looks with less corners. I think that's pretty good. Noise. Remember, I'm not focusing on the font. I'm going to completely delete that and add new font to it. All right. Pretty much. Now, here's the important thing. To make it easier for you, ignore white. All the white that's here, it deletes it automatically. So once you've done that, when you're pretty happy with what you're focusing on, which is for me is this logo, not the font, remember that, I'm going to press expand. All right. And then here you go. See? Pretty awesome. Now it's not ready for yet. So here's my artboard, 12 by 12. The size of this, if I go to transform, is 2 by 1. We're gonna change the sizing soon, but let me delete this first. So what you can do is pretty much click it here, what you want to delete, and boom. All right, and that's that. Now, how do you find that font? This is what I do. There's a website called What Font Is This? Literally use Google, what font is this? It's called What the Font. Pretty funny. You can literally upload the image of the font that you're looking for. So it's uploaded. Screenshot. Boom, my screenshot's there. Okay, this is what I want to focus on. Chapel Refinishing LLC. Let's see. And it gives me a couple options. These are not free. For example, here's a free one. Haboro Sandstorm Regular. Let's get it. Buying options. And so forth. So you get the name. Another way I guess easier in my opinion is, let me show you guys. I go to the font, dafont.com. You can go to any font place and you look it up. Usually it's probably there. Haboro Sans. Let's see if they have it. Nope. It's a sans serif. So here, a bunch of fonts, you can find them. So it seems not to have it. Let me just Google it. Haboro Sans font free. Here. So you can find it. So ways you can find it to match it or so forth. Now, in my opinion, I think it was the basic one, Myred Pro, to be honest with you. So, Chapel Refinishing LLC. And I think it looks pretty much the same. I think so. Little minor differences, but not that much. I'd say for an average person that has no idea of design, they would not tell the difference. Alright? And if they do, try to match it up. So, boom. Okay. Now, remember, this is live text. This you cannot send to the companies. It has to be outlines. Alright? So how you make an outline? What I do normally is you can right click, create outlines. Now it's become shapes like that. All right, let's do that again in a different way. Here's my live text, object, object. So here's my text, object. You can rasterize it to expand it. You see expanding. That works too. The idea is the font has to be shapes, just like this. All right. Now, how do I align it with this to make it centered? What I do is this. Here's my artboard. I'm going to zoom out. I center it. Here's the alignment. Align artboard stuff. And we align this to the middle. And boom. Here you go. Completely aligned. Now, let me select both of these. Command G to group it to make it one. And let's say I want to do a front logo. Usually the front logos we do it 4 by 5 inches. That's our typical for a t-shirt. On polos we do 3.5 because it's too big. I've done pretty big ones on polos and it look kind of weird. So don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Luckily the customer has not complained. They like it. Okay. So here we go. I go to transform. If you need help finding that, you can go to your window, transform. It pops up here, whatever. All right, so clicking here, mine's up here. So my biggest width or height, the biggest value is my height, so I'll make that 4.5. All right, so it won't be more than 4.5. So the height is 4.5, the width is 4.46. Almost the same. All right, so how do I align this in my gang sheet? I use my align tools, which is right here, align, Windows, align. All right, and I align it to the artboard. Align to the left, to the top, all right, to have my best fit. Now, because this is a single image gang sheet, I can only do that. All right, I can't add more stuff. All right, So pretty much if you're using that program of 613 original, sorry, you can only add one image because that's all they'll print. Now, if you want a gang sheet of adding separate things on there, let's go back to 613 originals website. All right, so let's say we want to do a front and a back for this shirt. This is great for a one-sided image. Okay, just for one side, that's phenomenal. Let's say for a one side, I make this, let's say 11.5. Oh, that's too big. 11.5. Boom. Now in my line, I center it to the middle, and that would be perfect to send to any Plastisol Heat Transfer company that's doing a single image gang sheet. All right, boom, that gets printed. That's it. But if I want to do a front and a back and take advantage and I make the most money out of everything, let's go back to 613 originals. So heat transfers. Classic form. So you have to make sure you're using the right type of shirt. All right. For example, varsity formula is for cotton or 100% polyester. The classic form is only for cotton. So you have to make sure. We made some polyester shirts for a company. I think my husband has the video up on YouTube. And we used the varsity formula because it was 100% polyester shirt. All right. So for the classic formula, here it is. Classic formula sheet options, classic gang sheets. All right. So let's look at this, the pricing. All right. And here it is, one color. All right. So these are the sizes that you can print up to. So let's take advantage of our sizing. For extra large, we can do 1225 by 19. I usually go with this. A little secret, on a lot of gang sheets, I add like other people's jobs also. So let's say if I had another customer with black, I literally I would add it on to the gang sheet. All right, my little secret. Or I add on our own stuff, like stuff we're trying to print out, to test. It's pretty cool. So that's what we do. So 19 by 1275. Create the gang sheet. So you see, it's bigger. You have more space. So we already made this, my front. Okay, that's too big. So remember, we want to make it 4 by 5. 4 by 5. All right, let me align it. Boom. Now for the back. So the customer wanted the phone number on there. All right. So before resizing to my back, this is what I do. I just make it a normal size. I zoom in. All right. I add the font first. So I'd say their phone number. I'm just gonna make up a number. 703. I like adding little parentheses to make it look nice. 777 777. All right. Let's say that's their number. It's not. Just say it is. Let's pick a little bit different font. I have Acumen Variable Concept. Now, if you have Illustrator, if you have a subscription, you can, they give you different, you can download fonts directly. So let's use this. Is there a bold font? Okay, let's try semi-bold. I like semi-bold stuff. That's just me. All right, that's there. Remember, this is live text. I have to make it into outlines. So remember, you have two options. You click it. Make sure you click your selection. Create outlines. Okay. Other way of doing it. Remember, you can go object, expand. All right. You have two ways. So now it is a shape. Boom. Okay. So let's center that, and let's size it. So for this for this sizing, so this is about, okay, so let's say, remember that this logo is 4.5. Whatever works for you for sizing. This is what I'm going to do just to make it more straightforward. 4.5. Whoop. Ew, that's kind of big. Oh, that's why. The biggest option, 4.5. That's a little bit too big for me and my liking, so let's bring it down. So what I'm doing is shift, and I'm holding it, and I'm bringing it down. Let's align it. Maybe a little bit bigger would be nice. Okay, boom, there. All right. There's their number. All right. So I click this command group to group it all together. Now for backs, remember the biggest sizing you can do on the gang sheet is 1275. So that's the most you can go. So what I would do is just do it a width of 12. All right. And remember, align it to the bottom. So I always align to the bottom so I can see how much space I'm using. All right. And there we go. So there's my gang sheet. All right. Front and back. And pretty much when we get these, I just cut it. Now, if I had something else, I would literally just add it here. I don't know. Like, blessed journey. I'm going to make some cool shirts. You know, I take advantage. Well, in a good way, because, you know, it's my business, right? So you can add your stuff, you know, and your customer is pretty much paying for, maybe you want to start an apparel store or your own brand. You can add your brands there, you know, just add a one color and just use what you're doing with your clients, right? So here we go. Chapel Refinishing LLC. So I save as an Illustrator file. I save it Chapel Refinishing. I spelled that wrong. LLC, and I save it. Okay. Boom. Okay, and I save it. I usually just put it on my desktop. It's easier for me. So I go back to 613 originals. Right? Let's say start order. Okay, let's go up. Account. Gotta log in. All right. So we're gonna do. Let's say we're doing. Let's do the classic formula transfers. Okay, here it is. One color. Mine is a 1275 by 19. Here, job name, Chapel Refinishing. And this customer only wanted 30. All right. And you pretty much upload the file. Upload file. Boom. Upload. Done. Let's change the orientation of this. There we go. Stock color. Make sure you always pick the color. All right. Color option, black. There we go. All right. That's how it looks like. All right. Now, if you're scared by any chance that this might be cut off, if you see right here, just go back to your Illustrator file and move it to the right if you want to more, and you know, just re-upload. I've never had an issue, but if you know, if you want to be safe, just do it. All right. So pretty much for 30, it's coming out at $102.90. Each transfer is coming out at $3.43. All right. This does not include shipping. From my experience, 613 Originals does charge for shipping depending where you live. We're here in Maryland, so New Jersey, so we pretty much get stuff the next day. If 613 Original ships out on Monday, we get it Tuesday morning, which is pretty cool because we're pretty close. All right, so there's that. So that's how I send that. Now, how do I send customers a mock-up? I don't want to continue. No. All right, a mock-up. So you see here, I had, this was a Spanish-speaking customer. I made them this mock-up. All right, and this is the pricing we gave them. It all depends how much profit you want to make. So how did I make this? All right, this is what I did. This is what I do. This is a trick I do. Most people that are looking for shirts, they always look online. The biggest place people go is customink.com. All right, this is my trick. This is what I do. All right, I always go here to see, let's say if somebody were looking for prices, how much it would cost. All right, so here's customink.com, products, t-shirts, short sleeve shirts, and I use it for mock-ups because I can use actual sizing. So they wanted a sports gray shirt. start designing. All right, here is the shirt. Now, how do I get the files? Here, I click on the first front. Oop. I want it as a group because I want everything together. Okay, you can go to Windows, Asset Export. All right, on Asset Export, you can literally drag over here. All right, same with this one. Boom. Asset one, I put front, back. Click both. I press shift and I click both to make sure they're both clicked, and I export to my desktop, and they're exported as PNGs. Here you can choose here PNG, JPEG. PNGs would have a transparent background, so let's minimize that, and my file goes to here, this folder here. Here's the front and the back as PNGs. So this is what I do. This is my trick. All right, let's do the front first. Front. Here it is. Now, the sizing. All right, I switch it to 4.5. This is what a 4.5 will look like. All right, and same with back. So, same with the back. Let's upload the back now on Custom Ink. And the size I chose for the height was, for the width was 12 in my artwork. Just to give you an idea how things would look. And that's how it would literally look on a shirt. All right. And what I do next is I screenshot it. That's all I do. Shift Command 4 on my MacBook. I'm using a MacBook. Screenshot front. Shift Command 4. And I screenshot the back. Now, I go to Photoshop next. Alright. But before that, let's check out the price for 30 shirts. Yeah, this is my zip code. It's $11.95 per shirt for 30 shirts. So if this guy were to go on Custom Ink, it would cost him $11.95 per shirt. Okay? How much was I charging him for 30 shirts? Well, $12 per shirt. $1 cheaper. All right? So that this is how I stay competitive. All right? Now, if you want, you can lower a little bit, or, it's all up to you. Alrighty, so how do I make that mock-up? I use Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. Like I said, if you have a subscription, you can do it there. This is what I do just to make things look nicer. I use the film and video option to make it a wide. Oop, my fonts are updating here. And literally, here you go. I just drag and drop. Oop. Just to give me some space. And, I fix stuff around, whatever, That's kind of choppy, but that's what I do. And I save it as a JPEG file, save as, mockup, JPEG, and boom. And I just save it. Alright. And, or you can add the font, the pricing, like, okay, price per shirt. In another video, I'll show you guys how to add your watermark if you're making a graphic for a person, because if somebody's very tech savvy, they'll just use Illustrator and take your design. I spelled per wrong. It's pero shirt. A little bit of Spanish there. File, save as, and so forth. Alright, so that's what I do. And I send it to my customer, as you guys see here. Oh, let's exit out of there. Leave. This is what I do. I add like a bottom, a border, one color, two sides, just to explain to them. And then pretty much I do not start any work until I get a deposit. 50%. Um, if we don't know you, we need a deposit. If you're somebody that we know for a very long time, somebody from church that we know for a very long time, pay us at the end, or we work with you for multiple times, and that's cool with us. But if you're the first time, we ask for 50% deposit up front, either the Cash App, you can drop it off the check, Venmo. We were doing PayPal, but the surcharge on it, the credit card thing, was getting so annoying because it's like, do we want to pay it, or should we make them pay it? So I was like, forget it. Let's just do Venmo or Cash App. All right. And so forth. All right. So that's pretty much it. How I send my stuff over. If you have any questions or anything you want to learn, send us a message or email us at revolvingprints@gmail.com, and I will be more than willing to show you guys how we do it. I'm not the best graphic designer, but I think with what I know, the simple things, the most basic things, you can do so much. You can make lots of money. The summertime is when people buy the most shirts, right? So even with the pandemic, we're still getting orders. So it's summer, people want shirts. Soon we're trying to get a hat press to make hats. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. Thank you so much.